Turbo Trading with head trader Robert Knight, MBA.
This is a review of the different chart patterns that we saw in this INDO today, February 4th, 2022. This INDO, it never really trades, and then of late it came. They announced that they were drilling 2 holes, probably in Indonesia somewhere. So they're taking part in it. Now this is a very low float stock. Just 1.6 million shares in the float, 7.4 million outstanding. It does show 1% short, but that's not much for in this stock when it gets trading. It's traded 20 million today. But we see it's tends to be a one-day wonder about these pullbacks, and then today it popped. Now, so when we're looking to trade, this came onto my radar, and because these oil stocks were very strong, and we talked about this. Oil was $93, breaking out. This gush was absolutely going crazy. You can see here this morning on the gush, absolutely bonkers. So any of the oil stocks we would think would go, and they did. A lot of them did really, took big runs. Apache, you can see it went. Fang went. MRO. These all stocks all went. So there's no reason why NIDO wouldn't go as well. It was a bit of a late starter. So, but when it started to go and it set off the alert, we took the trade. Popped. This is actually 3 of these twin tower patterns. Took a pop here and pulled back. So when you get that action, it's time to get out of the trade. It did just take a short trade. But then the oil was really starting to go, or the gush was really starting to go. And so this stock was making a saucer pattern here and really started to surge. So there was an entry level for it, probably in here around 4.5 on that pop. And it traded up to, 515 or so. Then it made this Twin Towers pattern, which is, we did a video on that yesterday. Very bearish, so you need to get out of that stock. You don't know how low it'll go, but it did sell off from the, from that double top. Let's say, if you sold some at the top and then took the rest off at 480 or so, it did pull back down to support here at 456. That also gave us an opportunity to, to draw the first channel line like this. This is all it would have been in the future at the time. And gave us an opportunity here for another entry at 4 3/4. Pulled back, and then away it started to go. And it got into the strong rising channel. And it's always our opinion that as long as it stays in the channel, you stay in the trade. We see that it got up to the double top here at this and pulled back. And normally I say, okay, if the next candle's red, then you need to get out of the trade. But it wasn't, it was green. So you could have stayed in this trade. And it did, in effect, it almost made like a cup and handle pattern, more really an ascending triangle. And then right near the peak of the triangle, tried a few times, and then boom, it popped out, pulled back, held support a couple of times, which would have been either, if you had it sold out it when it traded to 515 and pulled back, gave you an opportunity to get back in it. And then off it went. And there you go, though. But look at that. At 580, it makes this Twin Towers pattern again. And sells off. This time you want to get out of it. It got down to the, the next candle's red there. You need to get out of that trade. It did pop back up a little bit, but don't believe it. And then, because you're midday, so you got 3 things working against you. You've got this big double top here, broke the trend line, and you're coming into 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, which is, everybody's going home. So if this was a chat room pump, it had a big run. It's a low float stock. You want to let these go as long as you can, scaling out all the way up. But here it pulled back, failed to hold, and then turned off. And then this is probably it for the day. Maybe later on it takes a pop. But this pullback, you can see also corresponds with this pullback in gush. Now, gush was a little bit ahead of it at 10:20. The INDO didn't top until 10, just about 11 o'clock. So it was getting a bit of, it was lagging what the rest of the market was doing. So that would have even given another good reason to get out of that trade. But, it was a great trade from, 460 to 570. Or sorry, not 460. Well, maybe at 460, or even if you had taken it here at 430. It was a solid dollar move on a $4 stock. That's 25% on your money. If you can do that every day, you'll be doing very well.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Reach new levels of trading proficiency. Become a member at turbotrading.biz.